Okay, here we are back inside Matrix Gold once again. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Hope you find the video useful and helpful. If you're a return viewer, thank you very much for watching the videos, and thanks for the watch time. If you think about hitting that subscribe button, really appreciate it. And the return viewers and subscribers, thank you very much. Once again, May 15th through the 19th, 2023, the Gem Vision Virtual Summit will be happening. I'll be posting a link in the description below. Please check it out. Sign up for each event that you'd like to attend to. Hope to see you there. I'd like to get some questions from you. So let's go ahead and get going on this today. Let me refresh my viewports here. So we'll get back there. Today, I had a request for like a floral design, right? Before we do the floral design, maybe we should talk about flowers. So we're going to I'm not going to load it because it'll take too long probably. There's a lot there. We're going to just kind of show one way to make a floral design. This one is you have to be careful because you make sure there's enough support going around because it could be a little thin on some items. Probably great for earrings, pendants, and brooches and stuff like that, but maybe not so much for rings themselves. So let's get going. First thing we'll do is we'll go to solid and we'll just grab a ball, and we'll just start from F4, and we'll just make a ball out here. And then we'll go ahead and turn shading on, and we'll grab the ball and we'll kind of squish it in, right? So something like that. And then what we're going to do is we'll go to our transform menu. We'll be spending a lot of time in here, and we'll go to taper. All right, our dynamic taper, because it'll offer us a little bit more options. And then we're going to select this bottom edge here, and then we'll go over here to our dynamic commands right away, and we'll select enable second length. So we're going to click on that, right? So now we have this extra handle out here, and we're just going to kind of make it into like a petal shape, something like, well, that's a little too thin. Something like that there should be fine. And then we'll just go ahead and hit enter, and it'll keep our other items. So we'll just go ahead, take that, turn it to gray, and hide it. And we'll take this one and turn it to green here so we can keep it together. And then what we'll do now is we'll kind of do some manipulation with this. We'll go to our bend, and right now we'll just bend one direction, and start of our spine will be somewhere right in the middle perhaps, and then we'll just kind of drag it down to the bottom here and just kind of bend it in something like that. And then we'll click on it again, and then right click, bring back that command, and then kind of go to the top and then snap that out, something like that. All right, this one maybe a little bit more here. This middle one I want kind of small, and then I'll select it again, and this time I'll select and then go from the center, but I will go ahead and change that. Actually, I'll click out of that, go to symmetric, right? And we'll click somewhere in the middle there, kind of go up to the top here, or out to the sides here, and bend it kind of something like this. So now we have something like this going on, right? Little, and we could probably maybe thin this out a little, something like that perhaps. All right, so we have this, and maybe we want to go in here and we'll want to rotate. Where's our rotate? Over here. Here's one here. And we'll kind of rotate it back just a little, and maybe just a little bit more bend here. One direction from like around here to here, and then kind of like that. All right, so something like that. And we'll drag it out a little bit, and we'll just go ahead and drag it up around our C, our mid, and then kind of go like that, right? And then from here, what I'll do is I'll take it and we'll go to array, polar, and we'll go ahead and hit center as F4. and 3 should be fine for this one, and we'll hit enter, enter, and enter. So we have our little middle section there. Let's take a look at it. Something like that, and it's all connected in there, so it should be okay. All right, so we got this going on so far. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll go back, and we'll just grab another solid, go to our solid and grab another ball, and from F4, and we'll drag it out, and we'll take that and kind of squish it in just like the other one, right? And then we'll do the same thing. We'll go to our transform and go to our taper right here, and then we want the bottom of it again, and we want to add that extra handle and kind of drag it in to get a shape that we want. Something like that should be okay. And then we'll hit enter, and from here we'll go and back to our bend, and we'll select just the regular bend, and we'll go from maybe around the middle here, take that back. Ooh, it's a symmetry, no. So we'll bend this back something like this, and we'll take it and bend it down into something like that. And it looks a little large there, right, from the top. So we'll just kind of go ahead and, or is that our original item there? Yeah, that's our original item. Let's go ahead and take that and hide it. We want this one. This is the one we want, and it still looks a little large there. So we'll make it a little smaller. See what? That's too small. Something like that, perhaps. And then we'll take that, and we'll just kind of drag it up a little bit here, and then drag it out, something like this. See where it lies. Okay, so maybe a little smaller this direction here. Kind of work the shape out, and we can always go into our rotate and kind of rotate it a little bit. Get it to where we want it. Kind of set up. We need it touching those though, so it'll have to be touching, not like that right there though. So something like this. Let's take a look at it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this from F4, and then kind of bring it out and kind of bring it over this way. All right, so something like that, and we want it, we do want it touching our items. So kind of get it into place where it's touching but not absorbing everything, and it looks like it's touching in our bottom too there, which is what we want. Yeah, okay, and then we'll take this, we'll go to array, polar, and center of array, F4, and we'll just do 3 on this one too. Oh, wrong. Let's back out of that. Okay, we'll click here. Array, center, F4. And we'll just keep it at 3. And that should be okay. We don't need any of that. All right. All right, so we have something like this going on. And let's take those yellow there. And if we move one, that original one, they'll all update. So if you need to manipulate that a little, you know, so if we take it, well, it's kind of hard to manipulate it at this point, but we'll go ahead and see if it'll object. Yeah, it doesn't change. So we'll just change it back. We'll change it to sequence. Okay. So if we take that, yeah. All right, you can make that smaller or whatever you want. All right, so we have this going on so far. And let's see, we could probably move this one in just a little. Which, back it out. You know, let's keep it like that. Check, make sure. Okay, it's not touching a little bit there, so let's go and grab that thing. And let's do a little bit of rotate here. And then let's see about dragging that in just a little. There we go. There, now it's touching a little bit better. All right, and then now let's go to all our viewports here, and let's go back to our solids and grab one more. And we'll just kind of snap it at our F4 there and just kind of drag it out, and we'll do the same thing. We'll just kind of squish it down a little, and we'll go to our transform, go to let's see, paper, dynamic. We want to select here, and then we want to turn on that command again, and we're just going to make that one like that. And we'll hit enter, and then we're going to do a little bending and stuff with this one too. So let's go ahead and go to our bend, and we'll do it non-symmetry right now. Symmetric. And we'll take top part. Well, let's do that again. Well, I want to go a little higher this time. Let's take it up here, and we'll kind of bend it back like this. And let's take this bottom, and we'll make this bottom a little bit longer. Something like that. Oh, I'm doing it with green again. So let's take that green and change it to there. This is the one we want. And let's see. Let's bend that top a little bit more. Something like that. Yeah, there we go. All right, now let's kind of drag it up, see what we got going on here. Drag it up in there, and then we probably want to rotate that just a little from the end here. Drag it out, something like that. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more. Bump it out. Maybe we'll bump it out more. Kind of just keep an eye on it, and we'll rotate it a little bit more. So getting there. Let's go back to our bend here, and we'll just select this one. And this, well, this time we want okay, we want symmetry this time. So we'll go bend, symmetry, right in the middle there, kind of hold up, kind of drag it in a little. Something like that. Wait for it to update. That was a big bend. Hopefully it won't jack it. We'll hit escape, get out of that. We'll just go back a little bit here. Before we do that big bend at the top here, let's go ahead and do that symmetric bend. Maybe it'll be easier on the program. And then bend that in like that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then now let's drag it up. Let's rotate it a little. From here, doesn't matter really, something like that. Let's drag it out. Let's do a little bit more rotating from here down to here, something like that. And just kind of play around with it until you can get it where you want it. You don't want it inside there. So something like that, but this is out, sticking out a little too far, right? So let's do some more rotate. Something like that. Maybe a little bit out. And make sure it's touching. We can probably make that a little bit smaller. And it's okay that that piece is sticking through there. It's touching the one, but maybe not the other. So let's grab that again, and let's do a little rotate from F4. Just kind of tweak it over a little bit. See if that gets that side to touch. Not quite. Just drag it in. There we go. Something like that. You want them to kind of touch, offer support with each other, and there it looks like it's inside it a little. Yeah, okay. So you want it to kind of touch a little bit. Let's go down to, there we go. All right, something like that. And then this one, what we want to do is we want to array it, polar array, center F4. 3, we want 6 on this one. And then hit enter, enter, and enter. And there you go. There's kind of the look. Maybe give it a little bit more rotation here. Get rid of that little indentation there. So we got something like that going on, right? And it's all touching and everything. That's good. Okay, so we'll take all that yellow and turn it to green. And we have something like that going on, right? And the last thing you kind of really need to do is go in here and right in here, right? So we need another ball. So we'll grab another solid, go to solids, grab a sphere, and this time we'll change this one to this color just so we know. And we'll start from F4 and kind of just make a ball and take that and then kind of bring it in this way and then kind of bring it in this way. So it's kind of like a little round ball type thing, right? And let's see. Yeah, maybe a little bit bigger would be okay. A little bit big this way and kind of like that perhaps. And then with this one, we want to thin it out, of course. We don't need it so large. Yeah, there you go. Something like that. And it's touching everything, it looks like. So there's our nice little flower. But again, you know, this, you got to be careful because this is, you know, could be a little thin by the time, you know, right now it's pretty huge. So it's got some meat to it. You know, it's like 5 to 30 millimeters. So, you know, pendants and stuff like that is probably fine. But if you're going to take it down by transform, scale 3D, F4, so if you scale it down real far, you know, now you're getting into a little bit thinner type thing. So you want to be a little careful. You want to make sure it's got a support going around those leaves so they're not going to get bent up really bad. But that's still pretty a good weight on it, looks like, for the most part. But you have to be a little bit careful when you do it like this. I'll show another way with clay. It's not nearly as nice, but it'll work for like laying flat on things and print very easily. This one, casting and everything, you're going to have a lot of opening areas there. But so you'll have to be a little bit careful. The last thing you really need to do, which I'm not going to sit there and waste your time with, is you'll have to go in and, of course, Boolean union everything. So this will be our first surface. Whoop. Select the first surface, enter, second surface, enter, and then enter, and then just work your way around. And I would do this one last. But it's, you know, totally up to you. Again, that's just right click, bringing it back, select your surface there, and then enter, and then select your next surface, enter, and wait for it, enter, and then just keep working your way around till you got everything all booleaned up. All right, so hopefully this video helps. It's pretty cool. But again, it's probably not for everything. So be a little cautious when making this one. If the video helped you, please leave a like, subscribe, and a comment below. Thanks for watching and good designing.